Chapter 1: Intergenerational Trauma. The key point from psychology is that intergenerational trauma is not the idea that trauma is genetically passed down in a deterministic way. Rather, traumatic experiences can influence how people think, feel, parent, and respond to stress, and those patterns can affect the next generation. Social conditions can reinforce those patterns over time. Imagine that a person experiences years of severe, uncontrollable stress. The brain adapts to help them survive. Over time, several things can happen. The brain becomes highly alert to danger, hypervigilance. Trust becomes difficult because betrayal or unfair treatment has been common. The stress response activates more easily and takes longer to calm down. Emotional expression may become more restricted because showing vulnerability once carried risks. Parenting may become more focused on protection than exploration or independence. These adaptations are not signs of weakness. They are often effective survival strategies in threatening environments. The challenge is that a strategy that helps someone survive one environment may not be optimal in a safer one. Children learn not only from what parents say, but also from what they observe. For example, if a parent has learned that authority figures are dangerous, they may unintentionally teach, "Don't trust people. Keep your guard up. Don't expect fairness." Success can be taken away at any moment. Even if those lessons were once adaptive, they can shape a child's worldview before the child has had their own experiences. Psychologists sometimes describe this as the transmission of beliefs, emotional regulation styles, and coping strategies across generations. Chronic stress also affects parenting in practical ways. Parents under constant financial strain or fear often have less mental bandwidth. This can lead to more reactive discipline, less patience, fewer emotionally available conversations, greater emphasis on obedience than curiosity. Again, these are understandable responses to difficult circumstances rather than evidence of poor character. Psychology also interacts with the environment. Suppose two children have similar abilities. One grows up where adults expect college, no professionals, and have financial cushions. The other grows up where unemployment, unstable housing, or violence are common. Their beliefs about what is realistic may diverge, not because of innate ability, but because expectations are shaped by repeated experience. This is related to concepts like self-efficacy, belief that one's actions can influence outcomes, and learned expectations. Consider a fictional family spanning 4 generations. First generation, James, born in the 1930s. James grows up in the American South during legal segregation. He witnesses racial violence, sees neighbors intimidated for attempting to vote, and learns that speaking up can carry serious consequences. Psychologically, he develops a simple rule: stay quiet, stay safe. That rule helps him survive. Second generation, Robert, born in the 1960s. James raises Robert. James loves his son deeply, but rarely expresses affection. Instead, he emphasizes discipline. Whenever Robert questions authority, James quickly shuts him down. From James's perspective, this is protection. He believes, if my son argues with the wrong person, he could get hurt. Robert grows up interpreting his father's strictness as emotional distance. He learns, don't show weakness, don't trust outsiders, keep emotions inside. Third generation, Marcus, born in the 1990s. Marcus never experiences legal segregation himself. However, he notices his father avoids banks, distrusts government agencies, and expects disappointment. Marcus absorbs these attitudes without fully realizing it. At school, when he encounters setbacks, he is more likely to think, maybe people like me aren't expected to succeed. This belief can reduce persistence, not because Marcus lacks intelligence, but because expectations influence motivation. Psychologists have long studied how expectations affect effort, confidence, and resilience. Fourth generation, Marcus eventually attends therapy and he begins recognizing patterns. He asks his father, "Why were you always so hard on me?" His father answers, "My dad taught me. That's how you kept your children alive." For the first time, Marcus realizes that what felt like emotional coldness began as fear. He decides to parent differently. He still teaches caution, but he also teaches confidence. He hugs his children, he encourages questions, he talks openly about emotions. The trauma is not erased, but its transmission is interrupted. Not every family affected by historical oppression experiences intergenerational trauma in the same way. Many families maintain strong emotional bonds, resilience, cultural traditions, and adaptive coping despite adversity. Likewise, many people from other backgrounds experience intergenerational trauma stemming from war, famine, abuse, forced displacement, or severe poverty. The psychological principle is broader than any one group. People adapt to the environments they face, and those adaptations can be passed on through family relationships and social learning. They can persist across generations, but they are not immutable. Supportive relationships, economic opportunity, effective mental health care, stable communities, and intentional parenting can all help reshape those patterns over time.